Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel,
Mormonism with the mirth.
Mormonism with the Mirth, where we do a fair and objective analysis of the church and its history, its truth claims, doctrine, and policy. So we had a look in the last episode at Joseph Smith's seer stone and the 19th century magical worldview. In this episode we'll be looking at his treasure digging and the 1826 glass liver trial. So let's dive in. So, Elder Dallin H. Oak says that some sources close to Joseph Smith claim that in his youth, during his spiritual immaturity, prior to being entrusted with the Book of Mormon plates, he sometimes uses stone in seeking for treasure. Whether this is so or not, we need to remember that no prophet is free from human frailties, especially before he is called to devote his life to the Lord's work. Line upon line, young Joseph expanded his faith and understanding, and his spiritual gifts matured until he stood with power and stature as the prophet of the Restoration. Between 1822 to 1825, Joseph was involved in treasure digging and hired as a treasure seer. This is verified by church historians Stephen Snow and Richard Bushman. They acknowledge his reputation in hiring as a treasure seer in his Palmyra, Manchester neighbourhood. Joseph in his youth was engaged and hired on multiple treasure digs. Both critical sources and witnesses of neighbours claim that Joseph claimed to see treasure by placing a stone in a hat, burying his face in the hat, and telling them where the treasure was located. There are accounts from Martin Harris of them failing to obtain the treasure on a dig due to the enchantment being too strong. During these treasure digging expeditions, magical rituals would be performed to appease the spirit guardians. Some accounts claim that animal sacrifices were included also in these rituals. H.L. Lewis, Emma's cousin, stated that Joseph translated the Book of Mormon by the same method and spirit as he did in his treasure digging, magical rituals, and animal sacrifices. Some neighbours, such as William Stafford and Joseph Capron, believed Joseph only pretended to see treasure through the stone and was really conning his followers. There is even an account of Joseph admitting to his father-in-law, Isaac Hale, after he had stopped his money digging, that he could never see in the stone anyway. But one might question if Joseph really said this, or if the neighbour's account is antagonistic and unreliable. In 1825, Josiah Stowell came from Harmony, Pennsylvania, to hire Joseph Smith to work on a Spanish silver mine near his property. Stowell heard of Joseph's reputation as a seer and was convinced of Joseph's gift when apparently Joseph described his property through looking into the stone. Joseph and his father went to Harmony, Pennsylvania to work for Josiah Stowell and boarded with the Hales. Isaac Hale, Emma's father, accompanied on the treasure dig, but soon became disillusioned with Joseph and his claims. Josiah Stowell's nephew brought Joseph to court on charges of being a disorderly person and conning his uncle by pretending to be able to see treasure through his stone. This practice is known as glass-looking, peeping, or scrying, and there is a statute in the New York state law outlining pretending to discover where lost goods may be found. According to court documents, Joseph claimed he did not solicit this business and wanted to give it up because it apparently hurt his eyes. Josiah Stowell and Deacon Stowell testified on Joseph's behalf, believing he really did have this gift. Other witnesses stated that Joseph was a fraud and the treasure they dug for kept slipping away. One of the court documents says they found the defendant guilty, although no sentence or fine seems to have been given to Joseph. One neighbour believes, and so does critic Dan Vogel, that Joseph was likely told to leave the town for 6 months and was let off due to his young age and his willingness to stop. A skeptical observer, William Purple, recorded Joseph Smith Sr. saying that both he and his son were mortified that this wonderful power, which God had so miraculously given him, should be used only in search of earthly treasures. His constant prayer to his heavenly Father was to manifest his will concerning this marvelous power. He trusted that the Son of Righteousness would someday illuminate the heart of the boy and enable him to see his will concerning him. Apologist Hugh Nibley reacted, if this court document be authentic, it is the most damning evidence against Joseph Smith. With regards to Joseph's success, it is at the very least plausible that he could see things in the stone that were invisible to the naked eye, just not treasure. There is in fact no recorded instance indicating that Joseph could see and locate treasure in the stone. There is, however, evidence that he could use the stone for more righteous purposes. Fair Latter-day Saints has to say that Joseph Jr. never repudiated the seer stone or denied their power to find treasure. Remnants of the magical culture stayed with him to the end, but after 1823 he began to orient himself away from treasure and towards translation. Martin Harris said that the angel told him he must quit the company of the money diggers, that there are wicked men among them, he must have no more to do with them, he must not lie, nor swear, nor steal. After 1823 he continued to be involved in treasure expeditions, but not as the instigator or leader. Perhaps he resisted by dragging his feet. William Stafford depicts Joseph Sr. hunting for gold and going back to the house to seek further instructions from Joseph Jr., as if the son was trying to stay out of the picture while the father pushed on. In 1825, when the family needed money, Joseph Jr. agreed to help Stowell find the Spanish gold, but with misgivings. Lucy said Stowell's operation that Joseph endeavoured to divert him from his vain pursuit. Abigail, a son in the household where the Smiths stayed, in harmony while digging for Stowell, said that Joseph Jr. told him that the gift in seeing with a stone was a gift from God, but that peeping was all damned nonsense. He had been deceived in his treasure seeking, but he did not intend to deceive anyone else. By this time, Joseph apparently felt that seeing with a stone was the work of a seer, a religious term, while peeping or glass looking was fraudulent. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share, and comment, and watch my next episode where we're looking at the Book of Mormon translation. And if you want to support me, you can to my PayPal, stephen.murphy1996@outlook.com. And I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.